Hello, Anna here. Welcome back to Soul Searching for Sunshine. It's been a couple of months, but I have been wanting to get back on um, and film, so here we are. Where have I been these last couple of months? What can I say? Nothing new, same old, same old. Still trying to work through the loss of my son. I knew that the upcoming holiday season was going to be pretty challenging. I knew that it was something that I was going to be dreading, and it really kind of sent me in a spiral. And I've had to deal with a lot of feelings, and I don't think I've done the best to deal with those feelings. I know that me personally, I have continued to put distance between myself and friends, family. And I'm trying to get back to a place where I can stop doing that. But it has been a challenge. And again, that's something that I'm continuing to work through. So I had to take a step back basically from everything. But here we are. And today I wanted to talk about something that is here. And it's we're right in the middle of it, and one of the bigger ones is just a couple of weeks away, and what I'm talking about is the holidays. Holidays and grief, that was something that I never understood before the loss of my son. Why, you would always hear these statistics about the increase of suicide and depression, rising during the holiday season. I could never understand that. I mean, it's the most wonderful time of the year, right? But the thing is that it can be the most wonderful time of the year, but when there is a loss that you experience that is so mind shattering, it rocks you to your core. It can also be the most painful time of the year. And that's what we've been dealing with. Last year, we did nothing for Christmas. We didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. This year, we didn't do Thanksgiving either. Christmas is up in the air, but I'm not planning on doing a lot of things that I normally would have done in the past. It's one of those things that it's sort of bittersweet. It's very hard to handle, because I'm sure, unlike everyone else, I'm sure everyone else is in the same boat, but the holidays were some of the most special times that I shared with my son. And, just knowing that the only thing I have now is memories and there are no new ones to be made. It's tough. But today, I wanted to remind you to have grace. Give yourself grace during this holiday season. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's okay to do something different. You don't have to do the same things. I know there are a lot of people, unlike myself, that possibly have other children that they're trying to hold that holiday season, make it the same as it was in years prior. Do your best, mix it up. Do what works for you. Don't feel obligated to do the same thing, I wanted to share a quote as well that I heard recently, and it kind of got me thinking. So this is from a wise soul called Bashar, and I'm just looking down just to make sure that I get this right. But he said, the true measure of change is if you respond different even though everything else remains the same. And that really got me thinking about loss, grief, myself over the last year and a half, my husband over the last year and a half, you know, and I kind of had some thoughts about that particular saying and things remaining the same and how that kind of ties to grief. And so here are my thoughts. There are, in my opinion, 3 things about grief that will remain the same. Okay. And again, I have some notes, so I'm just looking down. One of the things about grief that I believe are the same is that everyone's grief journey is different. Okay. And by that, I mean, depending on the type of relationship that you had, the specifics of that loss, and, you know, how recent, that loss has been, it's just going to be different for every single one of you out there, including myself. For example, my son, he was an only child. Maybe you've lost a child, but you have other children. My son died of a long-term illness. We kind of were in that fight for such a long time. You know, we had an opportunity to have certain conversations. Whereas what if the loss of your loved one was abrupt and immediate, and there was no opportunity for any final conversation? See what I mean? These specifics, they're going to impact your grief journey. Grief is forever. Don't ever let anyone say that, you know, it'll get better with time. You will never get over it. You will constantly be working through it, but you will never get over it. And I think accepting that, for myself, is something that I'm struggling with, especially right now. Is because I can't stand the eternity of that feeling. But I guess that's just the amount of love that there is, you know? You've got to carry it with you. You're going to carry it with you every single day. Some days it will be a little bit lighter, so you can carry it a little bit easier. And other days it's going to be so heavy that you're going to just feel like it's smothering you, but you will always carry that grief with you. In other words, you will always be grieving. I know for myself, pre all of this in another life, I was a pretty, you know, carefree, joyful, jolly type of person. Now I just find myself, I'm just in this constant state of melancholy. There's really no other word for it. It's just, I'm okay, or I'm sad, or I'm really sad. But for the most part, I'm okay. You know, that's the state of things. Yeah, I may chuckle here or there, laugh here or there, but amongst any kind of feeling of peace or small bits of joy, I still have that sadness within me. And I'm slowly, very slowly learning to, I don't know if accept is the word, but I'm slowly trying to become comfortable with that. And the final thing is that you will be permanently changed. You will never go back to being the person that you were before this loss. You are going to reevaluate everything in your life. You're going to basically declutter. Um, you're going to Maria Kondo your life. There are certain relationships, friendships, family members that you may just part ways. It may happen instantly, organically. It just may happen. You may determine at this point in time that they're just not meant to be in your life, and vice versa. And that's okay. You're different. They're not going to understand what you're going through, and you trying to even attempt to help them understand what you're going through, there's no win there. So again, just know that you may lose friends, family members, and that is okay, because you're going to find that you're different and you're going to see them different. I used to be able to put up with a lot more crap than I do now. Now it takes so much of my energy just to open my eyes and get out of bed, get dressed, face the day, that I really have to think about what is important for me to expend any kind of my energy on. I don't want to spend it on anything negative. If I was always kind of teetering on how I felt someone's vibe being, I don't want to be around that. Then I'll just step away from it. And that's okay. On the flip side, you're going to find that certain relationships, friendships, family members, those relationships will probably strengthen. Maybe now y'all have more in common because of the type of loss that you've experienced. You'll also maybe make new friends. Maybe you join support groups and you can find other people that you can relate to more right now, because y'all are on similar journeys, similar paths. And that's okay, Again, deciding what deserves your time, that's no one's decision but yourself. And again, you have to give yourself the grace to make that decision. Do what is best for you, not for anyone else. Do what you need to do to work through your grief. That's all that I had. 3 things that are the same about grief. I wonder if you have any thoughts on this. If you do, I'd like you to share those with me. I would love to hear your comments or your feedback, thoughts on this. And I want to say one other thing. Again, with this holiday season, I don't know if it's your first one, your last one, your 10th one, or any other one in between that, without your loved one. But just do what you need to do, but try to have a plan. Last year, we had no plan to deal with that particular day with any of the holidays, and I think it made it extra hard because we weren't busy. And so I think that's one of the things that I'm personally going to try to do, is figure out what our plan is. Our plan may be just jump in the car and just drive. Find a Denny's. I mean, Denny's are always open on the holidays, right? It may be that, or it may be just sitting at home, working on a project that I've been putting off. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm trying to figure that out before the day comes, because I don't want to not have a plan on how to face the day. So again, make sure that you've got a game plan ready. Stay busy, do what you need to do. And just make that your new tradition. Change it up, mix it up, do what you need to do for you. Well, that's it for now. Again, it's been a couple months, but I don't plan on it being quite this long. I'm going to do my best to try to get back to weekly uploads, weekly videos. Hopefully this is helping someone. Again, if it just helps one person, that's all that I would love to have happen here. But love and light to everyone. And again, give yourself grace.